Good day, students. Welcome to Understanding the Self subject. Today, we will discuss Chapter 1, Lesson 4, which is Western versus Eastern Perspective of the Self. For our lesson objectives, at the end of the lesson, the students should be able to, first, understand the Western concept of self, second, enumerate and discuss the different Eastern concept of self. Third, compare Eastern and Western views of the self. And fourth, examine your own conceptualization of self. Okay, Western versus Eastern. So this will be the focus of our topic. 'Di ba, we believe that with different cultures, nag-iiba-iba yung environment. And because nag-iiba-iba nga yung environment, nagkakaroon din tayo ng iba't ibang perception ng self. At yung isa sa pinaka-common na pagkakaiba-iba is the Western versus Eastern dichotomy. Kung saan Eastern, this represents the Asia at yung Western naman, this represents Europe and Northern America. So kasama dito yung UK, sa Northern America kasama yung Canada at USA. So kailangan din nating intindihin na yung distinction or pagkakaiba-iba ng mga countries, included doon yung mga bansang nabanggit natin, was politically colloid at the time of the aforementioned concept was accepted. Okay? So during those times na nagkaroon ng Western and Eastern concept, medyo nagkaroon din ng political differences. Okay? So sa Pilipinas pa lang, syempre 'di ba nano-notice naman natin marami ng pagkakaiba. Sa bawat relihiyon natin may pagkakaiba rin tayo ng paniniwala, right? So if we'll think about it, there are many factors affecting why there are differences in the concept of the self. So let's focus first on Western thoughts. Pero actually in this discussion, medyo pahapyaw lang tayo sa Western thoughts. Bakit? Let's find out. Okay? So sa Western thoughts, they conducted scientific investigations. So scientific investigations ang basis nila on understanding the self. Okay? So they develop different theories and differences among them. Ganun yung approach ng non-Western thoughts. So what else? So, Western thoughts, they emphasize the importance of scientific investigation or scientific methods of investigation to provide satisfactory answers to understanding the self. So, gaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, gamit nila is very scientific on understanding the self. So, the emphasis is individualistic rather than relational. So, anong ibig sabihin nito? With the Western thought kasi, focus nila is nasa individual lang, nasa isang tao lang. Understanding the self kung paano mo intindihin yung sarili mo, paano mo na-conceptualize yung sarili mo, paano mo nabuo yung sarili mo. So, ang focus ay ikaw lang, isa lang. Nakafocus lang sa individual. On the other hand, pag pumunta tayo sa Eastern thought, medyo relational naman dito. Ibig sabihin, you're not alone. Hindi lang ikaw yung focus. Paano mo nabuo yung konsepto mo in relation with others, in relation with the universe, in relation with your relationship with other people, no, and the society. So, ganun yung pinagkaiba nilang dalawa. Eastern thought naman tayo. So, anong meron dito? Sa Eastern thoughts, they raise questions about the ultimate meaning of human life. So, dito develop yung theories of self as they have investigated what it means to be a human being. Kumbaga parang ang ikli lang ng discussion natin sa Western thoughts, 'di ba? Bakit? Kasi kung mapapansin nyo, dun sa discussion natin earlier from philosophical, sociological, and psychological perspective of the self, yung naging focus natin ay yung mga from Western thoughts, usually from Europe and Northern America. Kaya ngayon, in this discussion, we will focus more on Eastern thoughts and in differences between Western and Eastern thoughts. Okay? So ano nga ba yung pinagkaiba? Balik tayo sa Eastern thoughts. Nakafocus sila sa ultimate game of life. Bakit ka nabubuhay? Sabi nga ng Nescafe, 'di ba? Para kanino ka bumabangon? So yun yung focus natin with the Eastern thoughts. Eastern thoughts aimed at transformations in four sections. Una, yung consciousness. Pangalawa, yung emotions. Pangatlo, your feelings. And lastly, one's relationship to other people in the world. Okay? So, gaya nga ng sabi kanina, with Eastern thoughts, it's more relational. Okay? Yung relationship mo with other people around you, the universe or the world. So, yun yung focus ng Eastern thoughts. So, anong meron? Emphasis is relational rather than individual. So self is considered not in isolation but in relation to others, society, and the universe. So hindi mo makikita yung self as an individual lang or as ikaw lang. You look at the relationship. Okay? Eastern theories are highly practical. Hindi siya scientific. It's practical approach. So hindi ka na gumagamit ng scientific methods of observation. What else? They offer a variety of techniques for cultivating a deeper understanding of the self. Different techniques pero they don't use scientific methods. Ano yung mga techniques nila? Iisa-isahin natin yan later on. But one of them is meditation. Okay? And yung sinabi ko kanina na they do not utilize the scientific techniques of investigation. So a closer look to different Eastern thoughts, dito we will focus on four religions. So bakit religions if you are asking in your minds? Kasi yung mga Eastern thoughts, yung concept ng understanding the self usually is related with religion. So in this section, we will discuss four religions in the Eastern Hemisphere. Okay, so una doon is Buddhism, then we'll have Hinduism, then Confucianism, and lastly is Taoism. So, simulan natin sa Buddhism. Ano ba yung Buddhism? So, Buddhism comes from the root word Budh, meaning awake. Okay? So, ano yung ini-imply ng word na awake or ano kaya yung gustong iparating nito? So, it implies that when the eyes are open, it would also lead to understanding more about the stuff and the world. Okay? So, dapat daw, para maintindihan mo yung sarili mo at maintindihan mo yung mundo, kailangan you are awake. Your eyes are open. Dapat gising ka. Okay? Siguro, yung tinutukoy din nila is to be open about possibilities para ma-observe mo rin kung ano yung nangyayari sa paligid mo. So, Buddhism, it's founded by Siddhartha Gautama, also known as Buddha. Siya yung founder ng Buddhism. At according sa teaching ng Buddhism, lahat daw ng tao ay may seed of enlightenment. Okay? So, lahat tayo may seed of enlightenment. Therefore, we have the potential to be a Buddha. Okay? However, kailangan yung seed na yon or yung buto na yon ay ina-nurture natin. Which is, yun yung paniniwala ng Buddhism. Every person has a potential to be a Buddha because we have the seed of enlightenment pero syempre kailangan nga is ma-nurture natin siya. Under Buddhism, naniniwala sila na man is just the title. So the summation of 5 parts that compose the individual. So yung man, pangalan lang siya. Pangalan na pinagsama-sama ng 5 parte na bumubuo ng isang individual. Okay? So, hina-highlight din nila or pino-point out din nila na yung man is the summation or pinagsama-sama ng 5. Pero pag pinag-isa-isa mo to, it does not make a man. Okay? Hindi buo. Kailangan kompleto itong 5. So, ano-ano yung 5 components na iyon? We have matter, sensation, perception, mental construct, and consciousness. So, itong 5 to, pag pinagsama-sama, it makes a man. So, Buddhism, naniniwala sila na there is no self. Parang medyo familiar. Naaalala nyo, 'di ba? Meron din tayong philosopher na nagsasabi na there is no concept of self or there is no self. Right? So, sinasabi din dito, there is only nothing and all else is an illusion. There is nothing permanent but change. Okay? So, lagi nating naririnig din yon, right? Nothing is permanent but change. So, sa Buddhism, naniniwala sila that the world is ever-changing. Ibig sabihin, lahat nagbabago. Walang constant. Walang permanente. Naniniwala din sila sa concept ng anika. Anika literally means impermanence or nothing is permanent. So, yun yung concept nila. Anika means that everything in life is always changing and nothing lasts forever. At yung ignorance of anika or yung pagkakaroon ng walang idea, no, sa impermanence of everything may lead to an illusion of selfhood. So kapag hindi mo daw kinilala or inalam yung konsepto ng impermanence, pwedeng magkaroon ka ng illusion na there is a self. Okay? Kasi nga hindi ka aware. So in Buddhism, the ideal is to experience nirvana. Nirvana is the state of transcendence, devoid of self-reference. Ibig sabihin, under nirvana, wala kang concept of the self. wherein wala kang self-worth kasi nga naniniwala sila na under Buddhism there is no self. Okay? So paano ma-achieve ang nirvana? Ma-achieve lang yung nirvana through meditation. So kung gusto mong ma-achieve yung nirvana, of course, you need to go through meditation kung saan the material world is nothing. No, walang halaga yung mga material possessions mo. You only need to focus on that transcendent state or state of transcendence. Our second religion is Hinduism. Hinduism is the religion of an ancient people known as Aryans. It is also the world's third largest religion with over 1.25 billion followers. Okay? So pangatlo tong Hinduism. Ang una kasi is Catholicism or Roman Catholic, no? Mga Romano, mga Katoliko. And the second one is Islam. So pangatlo lang yung Hinduism. Dito naman naniniwala ang mga Hindus, so yung mga nagfa-follow ng Hinduism, we call them Hindus. Naniniwala sila na ang maraming Hindus or naniniwala ang maraming Hindus sa konsepto ng Brahman. So what is Brahman? Brahman is the ultimate reality, what they call supreme spirit in many forms. And according to Brahman, the goal of man is to have knowledge of the true identity or true reality. Okay? So yung mga Hindus or under Hinduism, they believe in the law of karma, your new most important doctrine of Hinduism. Naniniwala sila that all actions will lead to either good or bad outcomes in one's life. So kapag may ginawa kang masama, ang karma mo is of course masama din. Kung may ginawa ka namang mabuti, ang karma mo is mabuti. Okay? So sabi nga everything you do in your past will eventually come back to bite you. Whether good or bad, naniniwala sila sa law of karma. So there is good karma and there is also bad karma. Okay? So for my students, since I'm expecting you to watch this video lesson from the start to the end, in 1/4, this is your next activity. My question is, do you believe in karma? Why or why not? And state a particular experience kung bakit yun yung sagot mo. Kung bakit oo at kung bakit hindi. Okay, so I'm checking if you really watch the whole video lecture, no? Kung umabot ka dito sa point na to, dito sa time na to, we're in around 12 minutes of our video lecture. So I'm sure magagawa mo yung activity, no? So you don't need to share it with your classmates. Let them watch the whole video lecture para ma-assure ko na pinanood at naintindihan niya ang ating lecture about this one. Okay? Alright. So next, no? Furthermore, we have Hinduism or Hindus believe that Atman, so ano ba yung Atman? The Sanskrit word which means inner self or yung spirit or the soul. Okay? So naniniwala sila that the spirit or the soul is immortal and continues to be reincarnated from lifetime to lifetime until it is freed from the cycle of rebirth and reach a state of nirvana or non-birth. Okay? So, naniniwala sila sa konsepto ng reincarnation. At yung reincarnation na yon, hindi yun titigil. Paulit-ulit lang siya, paulit-ulit ka lang magre-reincarnate until you reach the state of nirvana or the state of transcendence. So, yung karma na yon, ano ba yung karma? What goes around comes around. So, kung anong ginawa mo, babalik sa'yo. Yung karma na yon, dahil nga naniniwala sila sa reincarnation, karma does not end with the body's death. Its influence may extend through incarnation of the soul. Okay? So, yan yung sinasabi nila na, "Hmm, kaya pala or kaya siguro naghirap yun kasi masama ugali nun dati. Or kaya siguro gano'n yung naging epekto sa kanya nung pag-iwan niya sa mga magulang niya. Ngayon naghihirap na siya or ngayon siya yung mag-isa." Okay, so may mga ganong konsepto. Ibig sabihin, the law of karma in Hinduism, hindi siya natatapos kapag namatay ka. It continues after you are reincarnated. Our third religion is Confucianism. So ano yung Confucianism? Hindi yan confuse ha, or hindi yan yung nalilito na meaning or na Tagalog. Hindi ganun. So, Confucianism is a system of thought and behavior originating in ancient China. Most often than not, it's characterized as a symbol of social and ethical philosophy rather than religion. Okay? Ito sa religion, Pero, most of the time kasi mas nako-conceptualize siya as a system of social and ethical philosophy. Okay? So merong golden rule itong Confucianism. Ang core thought nila is the golden rule of the principle of reciprocity. Okay? Or mare-reciprocate yung action mo. That's the golden rule. Sabi nila, do not do unto others what you don't want others do unto you. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Very simple. Kung ayaw mong gawin sa'yo, wag mong gawin sa ibang tao. Okay? So, the principle of reciprocity is yun yung golden rule ng Confucian thought. Another golden rule is that this important feature in Confucian thought is the individual's greatest mission of attaining self-realization, wherein self-cultivation is instrumental. So, if you want self-realization, it is important that you cultivate yourself first. So, paano? When we say self-cultivation, this could be accomplished by knowing one's role in the society and you have to act accordingly. Okay, so kung maaalala nyo, sabi ko kanina, yung Eastern thought is not individualistic. It focuses on relations, relationships, and makikita nga natin siya sa Confucianism. Okay? So, para ma-achieve mo yung self-realization, kailangan mo muna ng self-cultivation. At yung self-cultivation, ma-accomplish mo lang siya pag na-recognize mo na yung role mo sa society. Okay? So, para magkaroon ka ng self-realization, kailangan mo munang intindihin yung role mo sa society. Sabi din dito, moral character is perfected through continuously taking every opportunity to improve oneself in thought and action. So, hindi lang dapat sa isip, okay? Gusto kong maging mabait, gusto kong mag-improve, gusto kong mag-diet. Okay, so hindi lang dapat sa isip mo, kailangan mo ding lagyan ng actions. You put your thoughts into actions. Our last religion under Eastern thought is Taoism. It's this Chinese philosophy attributed to Lao Tzu. In Taoism, naniniwala sila that the self is an extension of the cosmos, not of social relationships. Okay? So kung mapapansin ninyo sa Confucianism, ang focus nila doon is yung relationship at yung status sa society. Okay? Sa Taoism naman, ang focus nila ay hindi social relationship, but your relationship in the universe, in the cosmos. Yun yung difference nilang dalawa. Okay? Sabi dito, the self is described as one of the limitless forms of the Tao. So, ano ba yung Tao? Tao yan ha, hindi tao. Okay? So, when we say Tao, this is commonly regarded as a nature that is the foundation of all that exists, and ito yung pinaniniwalaan ng mga nagpa-practice or nagfa-follow ng Taoism. Tao is not bounded by time and space, and it is ideal to identify with the Tao. Okay? So, under Taoism, naniniwala sila na if you want to find yourself, if you want a self-realization, you need to identify with the Tao. Okay? So, dito naman, I think you are familiar with the image, no? I believe nakikita nyo na to or nakita nyo na to before. This is yin and yang. Okay? So, sabi sa Taoism, the perfect man has no self and the selfless person leads to a balanced life in harmony with both nature and society. So, ang target ni Taoism is to have a balanced life, no? Both good and bad. Taoists believe that simplicity, spontaneity, and harmony with nature should govern one's life. So we should be one with nature, no? Hindi dapat tayo nagfo-focus on material things around us. Therefore, there should be unity and harmony among the opposing elements of yin and yang. So ano yung yin? Yung yin, this is the negative or dark side. Okay? So black, yun yung kumbaga, hindi magaganda. Okay? So, of course, yung brighter side naman, yun yung yang, or yung positive side. So, Taoism's target is to have that balance. Yun yung importante sa kanila, to find the perfect balance between dark or between negative and positive. Okay. So, Western versus Eastern, dito naman tayo. So, ito yung sinasabi nating magiging concept natin. Okay? So, in this part naman, since tapos na tayong i-discuss yung different Eastern thoughts at tapos na rin naman tayo with our Western thoughts, this time, pagtabihin naman natin yung dalawa. Let's look at the differences. Ano yung pinagkaiba nila? Ano yung pagkakaiba nila? Okay? So, una, dito tayo sa in terms of frame of reference. Okay? So, Western thoughts, there is a separation between philosophy and religion or spirituality. Okay, so samantalang sa Eastern thoughts naman, religion and philosophy are intertwined. Okay, siguro naman na-observe nyo yon, di ba? When we talk about the Eastern thoughts, ang discuss natin ay religion. Okay? Sa Eastern thoughts naman, hindi mo maipaghihiwalay ang religion at philosophy. Samantalang sa Western thoughts, magkahiwalay sila, right? Then we have, ano ba yung differences nila in terms of school of thought or belief system? Sa Western thoughts, we have scholasticism, rationalism, empiricism, and phenomenology. On the other hand, in Eastern thoughts, kakadiscuss lang natin a while ago, we have Hinduism, Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism. In terms of source of knowledge, sa Western thoughts, made use of reason rather than faith to pursue wisdom. Kasi nga, they use scientific methods, okay? They use reasoning, observation, analysis, very scientific. Samantalang sa Eastern thoughts naman, they use intuition. And it's often based or it's often associated with religious beliefs nga. Okay? Ibig sabihin, based on faith, paniniwala. So, sino yung mga notable philosophers? Under the Western thoughts, we have Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, René Descartes, and Jean Locke. To name a few. Okay? Dun sa chapter 1 natin ng lesson 1. Kung naaalala nyo, we have discussed this, no, yung mga philosophers natin sa philosophical perspective of the self. Okay? Sa Eastern thoughts naman, Eastern thoughts, we have Buddha, Confucius, and Lao Tzu. Okay? So usually ito yung mga head of the religion or yung mga pinaniniwalaan ng mga followers under the religion. Okay. So, dito naman daming differences. Okay. In terms of mode of cognition, very analytic and deductive talaga yung Western thoughts. No? Nabanggit natin kanina na they are very rational, scientific, okay? Sa Eastern thoughts naman is very synthetic and inductive. In terms of emphasis, nakafocus on distinctions and opposition, ang Western thoughts, ibig sabihin ang target is to differentiate you among others. Paano ka ba nag-iba? Paano ka naging ikaw? Paano ka naging unique? How are you different with other people? Pero when we talk about the Eastern thoughts, ang focus natin is harmony. In harmony with other people, in harmony with the society, in harmony with the universe or the cosmos. So, yun yung focus nila. Sa Western thoughts, ang view naman sa self is egocentric kasi nga nakafocus sa me and I, me only. No? Puro ikaw as an individual. Pero yung Eastern thoughts is sociocentric. Again, usually it talks about being in harmony, doing good for other people, finding that balance between the good and evil. Okay? So in harmony with the environment, with the nature, yun yung focus ng Eastern thought. Next is the view of the universe and life naman. Okay? Sa Western thoughts, it's very linear. So, anong ibig sabihin natin ng linear? Ano ba pag linear? 'Di ba line? Right? Isang linya. Ibig sabihin, ipinanganak ka, namatay ka, so you have the beginning and you have an end. Ganun yung line. Pero sa Eastern thought, naniniwala kasi sila na circular or pabilog. What do we mean by that? 'Di ba naniniwala sila sa afterlife or sa reincarnation? Ibig sabihin, kapag namatay ka, mabubuhay ka ulit. So, hindi siya nag-e-end dun, circular, paikot-ikot lang, okay? Alright, last three. Theological view ng Western thought is very monotheistic. Ibig sabihin, mono, isa lang. Isa lang yung God, isa lang yung supreme being. Sa Eastern thought naman is polytheistic. Ibig sabihin, pluralistic kasi nga more than one yung supreme being nila. Yung ideal, in terms of Western thoughts, is self-actualization through personal growth. In relation pa rin sa kanina nating discussion, so para mag-develop ka, you have to improve yourself, no? Kailangan magagawa mo lang yon yung improvement or development of yourself when you focus on yourself. Okay? So, very individualistic. Sa Eastern thought naman, kung gusto mong i-balance yung life mo, you need to find your role in the society. Okay? Kung gusto mo mag-improve yung sarili mo, mahanap yung sarili mo, you need to know your role in the society. Again, yung question natin kanina, para kanino ka nga ba bumabangon? Okay? And lastly, in terms of cultural framework, very individualistic talaga yung Western thought. Yun lang yung tatandaan nyo, nakafocus sila sa individualism compared to collectivism ng Eastern thought. Okay? Again, Western, individualism, Eastern, collectivism. Okay? So, under kasi sa Western thought, naniniwala sila that the self is distinct and autonomous entity. Independent siya of the universe and the society. On the other hand, sa Eastern thought naman or sa Eastern thought part, we are just part of the society. We are just one part, no? Isa lang tayong parte ng society or ng lugar, community na ginagalawan natin. We're just one part of the universe. Okay? So, under Western thought then, personal success is important. Kasi nga, individualistic. Sa Eastern thought naman, ang importante is your duty towards other people or towards all others. Okay? So, paano ka makakatulong sa ibang tao? Kaya siya individualism versus collectivism. Okay? So, I hope everything's clear with the lesson 4 ng Western versus Eastern because that's the end of our discussion and that's also the end of our chapter 1. Okay? So if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message, okay, or comment down below. All right. So I'll give you your time na and your activity no reminder sa 1/4 kung natapos nyo ang ating video lecture, huwag kakalimutang isubmit ang ating activity. So that's it for today. Bye class and keep safe everyone.